Hello everyone, my name is Sylvester O. Izebo Isaac, and I am here for my assignments 4.1, and I'm looking at deliverable 2 on the final project, my communities analysis. So I I picked two communities for this week's project. I picked two communities that connect to my background as a mathematics teacher. My first community has to do with a secondary school in Portugal, and here is one on the table. This school are named the Gabriel Pereira and Monsignor da Silveira. I choose this community because I am always curious about the factors that shape how students perform academically. Things like study habits, family background, and access to resources like the internet at home. As a educationist, I see these same factors play out with my own students. So this data felt personal and relevant. I also pick Portugal precisely because of I am fascinated by their culture and by the language. So my second community is countries around the world. I look at things like population, and here is my table for first table of the country. I looked at the country's population, the region, the area per square meter, and the gross domestic product per capita measured in US dollar. So I, instead of looking at closely at individual students, I choose to let it be a step back and compare education related outcomes across these countries. And this data set, I got them from these sites. The first one, my first community, I used the student data set from UCI. You can see it here there on the link, the UCI student performance site, and it's originally from the UCI Learning Machine repository. This data was collected by researchers Paulo Cortez and Alice Silva in 2008. You can confirm them here. You can see them here. So that's where I got it from. So it's directly from the learning repository. And the second data for my second community, I got them from the is known as Countries of the World, which is based on data originally compiled from the CIA World Fast book. I found a clean, ready-to-use copy of this on this GitHub. You can see them here. So if I open it, you see it will get itself opened. You can see it has to do with countries, the region, the population, the area, the density, the coastal area. You can see the heading here: infant mortality, gross domestic product per capita, literacy rates, phone, arable, and other things. I just pick some of the tables, the headings, and exploit them here. So this is it. Now, loading the SQL. Now, just go to the SQL server and explain what I have there. Here is my SQL server. So I have on the SQL server, I organize each table into two related tables, that for each community. For community one, I have the student final and the academic record imported here. And for community two, I have the countries and the educational stack database objects as you have them here. So I organize them. So for my student data, I split it into student table and academic table as I just displayed. So I did this and I also store the data in a CSV format. And I imported them here through my main.dbo here. Through the task, I go on to task, then I went to import flat file. So I use this import wizard next. Then from there, I came to this one, I browse it. So this was how I imported everything, and they are all there, so you can see them there. Now, coming to the demonstration, I will just show off what table that they exist. So let me show you these tables in SQL management. Here, you can see one of my table. I'll start with the student final, right click it, then select top 1000 row. You can see it's showing everything on the table. Succeed, no issues. It's showing things like student ID. You can see student ID. The names is broken down into first name, middle name, and last name. So you have the school. If you scroll down, you have Pereira is majority of the search, and you have Monsignor da Silva here. Then you have the sex of the students, of each student, all of them. You have the status, whether enrolled or they are repeating that particular class. You have the enrollment date, the address. The address is just shortened to urban here for security purposes. So the house address and specific street name has been removed. So you have the family size, you have the guardian, whether it's the father, the mother, you have the birth rate, and you have the internet access. That is for the first table of my first community. Now the academic record of first community, I run the same query. So I run the query, and this table connects back to my student through the student ID. That's how it connects back to my student. So it shows study time, as you can see here, study time level, pass failures, absence, period 1, grade 1, and all that. Then we have the final grade, which is labeled G3. So this is for the second table of the first community. It is joined back to the first one, the student. Now for my second community, this is my countries table. I will just run the query again, select top 1000. You can see them there. So this is the table. Each row is a country code. You have the country name, you have the region, whether Asia, Africa, North America, Oceania, and all that. You have the population of each country. You have the area per square mile, and you have the gross domestic product per capita in measured in US dollar. So and finally, my education start table for the second community. I run the same query. You can see it here. So this one joins back to countries. This table education starts joins back to country through the country code. This is joined back to the country code. Educational. Oh, sorry, I run educational record again. This educational starts. Education starts. Where are you? Here is education starts. It's run back to country code. That's how it joined back to the first table on the second community. This one is showing the country name, the literacy rate, the birth rate, the death rate, the infant mortality rate, and the number of owns by per person out of every 1000 people. So you're having all the countries here. The countries, the none, whether they have it or not, is still displayed there for those who cannot be measured or who's not readily available. So between these two communities and 4 tables, I am excited to explore questions like how a student background can relate to their grades and how a country's literacy rates relate to other national statistics. And thank you for watching. I am looking forward to seeing what communities everyone else in this class picks for their projects.